Just shake for what I got. Like, it's on my mind. Pick up. Don't play with that pot dogs. I can get you knocked out. Got quiet and big hoes. We rapping fan dogs. One stop from the big nose. Can't take too much from what's ever show. Don't pay out the rounds. Don't play with that pot dogs. I can get you knocked out. Got quiet and big hoes. We rapping fan dogs. One stop from the big nose. Can't take too much from what's ever show. Don't pay out the rounds. I'm running a big blunt. I stepped up a big run. You know I got big books. Don't know how to quit, bro. 2 shots can't miss none. Forward can't hear none. They say I don't know none, but I know I be flowing. Travel to some Brady. We be like the Navy. Y'all finna crack babies. Y'all try to play me. Poor nigga don't phase me, but I know it phase me. If you ever hate on me, or you ever hate me, Joe on my name. I so super fine. Put off my game. 4 parts more game. I just stay in my lane. Got gas with your payment. Never through with a wagon. Your man bitch hit me up. Said she wanna date me. I done did that shit. And I been hit that bitch. And I can flip that quick. I done hit plenty. Had to move around about that chick. No headshot aim that snake. Joe even when I'm dead. Don't play with that pot dog. I can get you knocked out. Got quiet and big hoes. We rest on fan dogs. Worst off with a big now. Can't take too much from this episode. Don't pay out the rounds. Don't play with that pot dog. I can get you knocked out. Got quiet and big hoes. We rest on fan dogs. Worst off with a big now. Can't take too much from this. What's up, y'all? It's another Tuesday where we're about to get into it a little deep, a little interesting, a little open discussion. Today's topic is rekindling a relationship. Rekindling the fire in a relationship. And before I get into rekindling the fire in a relationship, let me start out by saying every relationship doesn't mean you're supposed to go back. It's rare that you rekindle fire in relationships unless given some of these signs I'm about to say or certain examples. A lot of times when a relationship ends, you don't keep them on your hip or you don't keep them in your bag. You can move on. But rekindling means some type of way on this earth, your path and their path crossed again, which could be possible for a rekindle, or it could be a reminder of where you came from and where you at now, or who you used to deal with and who you date now, and the better of the person you date now. So sometimes it's up to you to talk to God and pay attention to signs and examples on what you should do and what you shouldn't do and how you should do it and how you shouldn't do it. It's up to y'all. But rekindling the fire in a relationship is not easy. For the simple fact, you still have flashbacks from what happened in the past, especially if you was the person on the good side. Or you still think about what might happen now or what might be the reason now, or should you give your all now, or do you think it's a waste of time? It's a lot of things that come into rekindling the fire in a relationship. But when you rekindle the fire in a relationship, you have to enter the relationship like it's a new relationship, but still use certain things to keep you at a steady pace or advance yourself with that person. Because when you rekindle a relationship, some things they'll say, I know you remember my birthday, you remember my favorite food. Stuff like that you're supposed to keep. But you're also supposed to start over when it comes to certain ways they like to be talked to, certain ways they like to be held, certain ways they like to settle arguments or disagreements where you should re-ask them. And reasons that you can get back with a relationship or rekindle a relationship. And I ain't just talking about lovers. It could be your dad, your mom, your teammate, your coach, a roommate, just rekindling any type of relationship. But a lot of times our timing be off when the first time we was in a relationship. And it throws a lot off where if your timing is everything, if your timing off, then a lot of times when you want to do something and they want to do something and you can't, it's never gonna work. because your timing is off. Then another one could be when you emotionally distracted or when you got a lot going on and you can't handle it because you overwhelmed with school, life, your job, your family, and you trying to pursue with someone, that kind of distracts you and throws you off of what you here for, what you can be here for, what you could do, what you can't do. So you have to look into that. And then also when you want to rekindle a relationship, you could think that person isn't a lot or isn't worth your time until y'all break up. And then you notice all the good things the person did for you, or the things you missing that the person did, or when you start talking to someone else and you think about that person, it was certain things that person did that you probably didn't think of that is very needed, valuable, or important in your life. These are reasons that you could rekindle any type of relationship or be the bigger person and put your pride aside or put your ego aside. And I'm going to testify to that because I know sometimes my pride and ego could get me certain places. But I also know I have put it aside to try to explain, to try to plead my case, to try to even forgive and forget without forgiving, but forgetting and moving on. The priorities was off balance. Sometimes when we're talking about relationship, our priorities could be off balance to the point where y'all end up that way. And now that you feel like your priorities is balanced, you want to rekindle and give the opportunity and chance what you need. Excuse me, y'all. I had a long day. I'm yawning. But I can't let go of Tuesday without doing Tuesday talk. So then another one is your strict timeline. A lot of people be so locked in and focused on their jobs, their careers, their lifestyles that you be allowing people to enter your life, but when they enter your life, you don't give them your all when they enter your life. So it throws you off and them off. So you have to look into it that way too. And the last one would be when you trying to understand that both of y'all are human. Like they human, you human. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone is not perfect. So sometimes it's valuable or calls for a second chance or a bigger chance or another opportunity. That don't mean it cannot work. Now, and you still care. A lot of us still care in these situations to the point where you kind of be going by your day and it cross your mind, or you can see certain things and remind you of the person or remind you of the things. That means you still care, and it's a possibility to start that fire back up. It only take this much wood to start that fire up. Get your match and light it, and there you go. So while we going into the next month and December and into the new year, it's gonna be certain people that y'all should rekindle these things with. It's gonna be certain people that y'all should. But with these steps I gave y'all, look into these steps and figure out do some of these people fit most or all these steps. If they fit most of all these steps and they not in your life no more, you should give it a chance to rekindle and then close the seal on it, whether it work out or don't work out. But it's up to you. And another thing when we talking about rekindling, it's understanding with pace. Like you can't rush into it. Sometimes you might even have to go slower or be on a slower pace than what you expect or than what you think or seem to be on. Because you have to see where they coming from. Sometimes we always look at how we'll handle things, how we deal with things. But we're not them and they're not us. So we gotta sometimes sit back and relax and just allow everything to flow like the river with the water flow. Just sit back and relax. Even if you gotta do other things to distract you from being all the way locked in and help things flow, do that. Because at the end of the day, you know where your focus and heart is. You just don't want to be giving 1,000% and you feel like they giving 45 to 70%. So you know what I'm saying? You pick modifications and alternatives to make sure everything goes smooth and straight. But it's possible to rekindle. I'm not saying that I'm will. I'm not saying that I won't. I don't know what my life holds, but Ain't nothing wrong with rekindling. Keep that on mind for the Tuesday talk. I'm done for the day. It ain't too long. Yeah, take a shower, get my wrist, and get my hair done tomorrow. Stay tuned. Also, if you're in Memphis, tune in to the game Saturday. My sister be playing, I be playing. You can make either or. You ain't doing nothing else. Better days.